Take care of the fish and the fishing will take care of itself. This is the guiding principle behind the organization known as Trout Unlimited, or TU as I will refer to it from now on. Making a lasting impact on a natural resource is a difficult accomplishment. But back in 1959, 16 fly fishermen on the banks of the Osable River in Michigan thought that they could do this. This is the story of Trout Unlimited, or TU, which is dedicated to protecting coldwater fisheries and the preservation and restoration of wild and native trout and salmon populations. Through education, restoration, and research, Trout Unlimited has been able to accomplish this over the last 50 years. TU makes it their priority to get new people interested in fly fishing and convey their mission to preserve and protect coldwater fisheries. Coldwater fisheries are very sensitive to any change in environment, and not just the effects of climate. Through TU's outreach and education approach, things like aquatic invasive species have been brought to the public's attention, and through this attention, the spread of these exotic invaders has been slowed, and work to directly remove these invasive species has been started. Now that I've told you how through education, TU has been able to make a positive impact on coldwater fisheries, I'm going to move on to how TU is restoring coldwater watersheds. TU is dedicated to restoring watersheds to their natural and undammed state. This allows for trout and salmon populations to move freely, allowing for natural reproduction and habitat range. During the vast human development of the United States and the world, many free-flowing rivers have been dammed for energy generation and roads have been constructed, blocking the natural flow of river and streams in the process. This inhibits the natural movement of trout and salmon, and in the process can substantially increase the temperature of the body of water in question. TU has built lasting relationships with landowners, state agencies, and the halls of Congress in order to raise awareness and guarantee protection of coldwater fisheries. TU and its volunteers spend donations and volunteer hours, removing culverts, installing bridges, and strengthening riverbanks. Now that I've told you how through stream restoration, TU has made an impact on coldwater fisheries, I'm going to move on to some of the research TU conducts. TU is the origin of the catch and release philosophy. For the founders of TU, fly fishing was more about the stock and the catch and returning the fish to the water. The organization is also responsible for counting and tagging trout populations in order to monitor the health of each watershed that they protect. Coldwater fisheries biologist and close friend of mine, Brian Giordano from Grand Valley State University in Michigan, is currently in the middle of a research project in which he and his volunteers, which I have been part of actually, are tracking brown trout movement on the Osable River in Michigan. It is the first of any kind of project like this that has ever been conducted. These are the kind of research projects TU sponsors in order to understand the ecology of these coldwater watersheds. TU's first president, Dr. Casey E. Westall Jr., said that in all manner of trout management, we want to know that we are substantially correct, both morally and biologically. TU educates new and old fly fishermen in the art of fly fishing and the conservation opportunities we have in the sport. Through research and hard work, TU is actively involved in protecting pristine coldwater fisheries, as well as restoring others into their former unhampered state. Today, TU has nearly 150,000 members and volunteers ranging from Maine to Montana to Alaska. 89 cents to every dollar donated goes into conservation programs, which number in the hundreds at any given time. For the 16 fly fishermen who founded TU on the banks of the Osable River, the dream of protecting the fisheries they love became true, and is now the leader in coldwater fisheries conservation.